So after the announcement was made back in September that Microsoft was going to acquire ZeniMax Media, which by extension means that they would be acquiring Bethesda and all of their studios under their umbrella, I was kind of interested to see how this would go. And we finally got a roundtable discussion yesterday led by Pete Hines. And he had Phil Spencer there, of course, Aaron Greenberg, another Erin Losey. She worked for Bethesda. Todd Howard was there. He peeked in for a bit. And then some other people on Microsoft and Bethesda's sides. And they had a big discussion about basically what it means for the industry and why they decided to make the acquisition and some other things like that. And I thought it was really especially interesting because toward the end of the roundtable, we got to actually see and hear from the leads of all the smaller development studios are under Bethesda. And so I thought it was interesting to be able to hear from Arkane, which I definitely, after hearing from them, I definitely need to check out their stuff. I haven't had a chance to mess with Dishonored at all. And I can't remember if they did Prey or if somebody else did Prey, but whoever did Prey, I haven't had a chance to check that out either. And I'm really, really wanting to check out all three of those games now. They also spoke with the one of the leads at Tango Gameworks, which I wasn't aware that was a studio that did Evil Within. I knew that Bethesda had published Evil Within. I wasn't sure who developed it. I knew it was somewhere within that ecosystem. I wasn't aware that was done by a Japanese developer. I have both Evil Withins. I just haven't had a chance to mess with them yet. So I'm really wanting to really dive into them now, and I'm really anxious to check out Ghostwire Tokyo and see what's going on with that. But anyway, so we had this event, and the big questions on everybody's mind is console exclusivity and whether or not these games and titles going forward, like Doom, Starfield, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, so on and so forth, if those things will be Xbox exclusives. And Phil Spencer didn't come right out and say it, but he did kind of beat around the bush and kind of allude around.
So obviously I can't sit here and say every Bethesda game is exclusive, because we know that's not true. There's contractual obligations that we're going to see through, as we always do in every one of these instances. We have games that exist on other platforms, and we're going to go support those games on the platforms they're on. There's communities of players. We love those communities, and we'll continue to invest in them. And even in the future, there might be things that have either contractual things or legacy on different platforms that we'll go do. But if we're an Xbox customer, the thing I want you to know is this is about delivering great exclusive games for you that ship on platforms where Game Pass exists. And that's our goal. That's why we're doing this. That's the root of this partnership that we're building, and the creative capability we will be able to bring to market for our Xbox customers. It's going to be the best it's ever been for Xbox after we're done here.
Now, I know that there's a lot of strong opinions one way or the other in regard to this. I know that the Xbox community, they're really excited to have some exclusives locked down. The PlayStation community, for the most part, is not so excited to have exclusives locked down, which I can kind of understand the argument on both sides of the aisle. Me personally, having an Xbox Series X and also having a PlayStation 5, it doesn't matter to me at all, one way or the other. I think that in the short run, it would be cool to have the games be exclusive, because in the history of video games, usually an exclusive game is, like the best of the best. Whenever we think about PlayStation 3, what were some of the best titles on PlayStation 3? God of War, The Last of Us, Uncharted, things like that. And if we think about the original Xbox, what were the best games on the original Xbox? Project Gotham, Halo, KOTOR. Personally, I'm okay with the idea if they are exclusive, because I know that if they are exclusive, for the most part, they should be really, really good experiences. In the short run, it'd be interesting if they were exclusive, because they would be tailor-made specifically for that ecosystem. Whereas whenever things are not exclusive, I mean, we all remember how Oblivion was on the PlayStation 3. It was a complete joke. If Bethesda didn't even have to worry about the PlayStation 3, Oblivion would have been much better. Some people are kind of questioning, well, where did this come from? Well, if you go back to 2001, it seemed like right from the gate, Microsoft and Bethesda were, in a nice little partnership. Basically, the whole reason I put down a reserve for the Xbox in September was for Fable. And then later on, whenever they're like, oh, Fable's not going to come out for 2 more years, I was like, well, what about this other Morrowind game? So I started looking at that, and I was like, holy cow, this looks awesome. And so I was like, yeah, I mean, if Morrowind comes first, then that will definitely hold me over. So I remember in May of 2002, going and picking up Morrowind on the original Xbox, and that experience changed my life. And that was just a type of experience that you could not get on the GameCube. That was a type of experience you could not get on the PlayStation 2. So Bethesda's always kind of had a relationship with Microsoft. Whenever Oblivion came out, it was better on Xbox than it was on PlayStation 3. Whenever Fallout 3 came out, it was better on Xbox 360 than it was on PlayStation 3. So, all that to be said, if they do go exclusive, it doesn't matter to me one way or the other. More power to them. The games in the short run will be better for that, I feel like. And so, whatever. If they don't go exclusive, well, then that's just much more money in Microsoft's pocket. So that was a smart move either way. They made an announcement that there's a bunch of games coming to Xbox Game Pass. So that was pretty cool. I've just started getting into Xbox Game Pass. I haven't really messed with it up until, a couple months ago when I signed up for the 3-month trial. And I was like, holy cow, this is actually pretty cool. And so it's pretty cool that they dropped all those games on there as well. I'm really looking forward to that. If Bethesda decides to make their games exclusive on the Microsoft platform, or if Microsoft basically forces their hand on making them exclusive on their platform, it won't bother me because I'm invested in all the platforms, so it's whatever. I do understand that it does bother some other people. And my cousin, I know he was an Xbox guy, and the Xbox One was such a reversal from what the original and the 360 was that he just went PlayStation 4. And so he's on the fence right now for what platform he wants to get. And if Spencer would just come right out and just blatantly say, look, other than Ghostwire and Deathloop, everything else is Xbox platform exclusive. Sorry about you. If he would come out and say that, then I think that would help some people make a decision about what platform they want to go. Because my cousin is like, hey, if they actually make that call, that could possibly persuade me to come back to the Xbox side. Who knows? So, yeah, I guess that's all there is to that. So thanks for listening to me ramble about Xbox on my channel, and peace out.